Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And I am joined right now by, friends of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, people that I've interviewed up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. We've done reviews before. Y'all know who both of them are. I don't know who both of they are, but y'all know who both of them are. It is my friend, professional cosplayer, Rurouni Aly. Aly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I don't know about professional, but thank you.
Hey, your cosplays are dope, and like you're a pro at it, so you're a professional cosplayer, just like your boy is a professional wrestler. And joining me, making his return up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. We've done so much together. I've been on his podcast, he's been on our podcast, and that is the host of the podcast. You got to make sure you say the, not the. That is Mr. Stevie Finga Stylz. Stevie, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome, Banks. Thanks for having me on once again. Can't wait to get into some Cyberpunk talk.
Yeah, that's true. We are about to do a review for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And before we get into today's review, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And if D was here, he always says podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into today's review. So guys, the first thing I want to say, right, is, I got this as a Christmas present, and it's still in the plastic. It's Cyberpunk.
Oh my God.
It's still in the plastic. I didn't open it up because, when the game came out, it had a lot of bugs and glitches and whatnot. And I was just like, you know what? I'm good on it. I had other games I was playing at the time, but I just want to show you guys that I still have it. And by the end of this review, I'm gonna open it out of plastic. So yeah, there you go. But
and as you should, because I was the same way like you, Banks. I did not want to touch this game because obviously you heard all the bugs and stuff. But finally, they released that final patch that didn't fix everything because I actually played the game from start to finish. So I'm really invested in this whole universe. But there are still some bugs, but at least it's playable and you can get through it. It'll probably crash a couple of times, but the good thing is it saves like so often that you don't miss a step or anything. So it's just a matter of just waiting for it to reboot back up. But no, it's one of my top 5 probably PS4 games. Let's put it that way.
Nice. Okay. Well, I can't wait to get into it. Aly, did you play the game before watching the anime, or have you played it at all?
No, I haven't played it at all. I've heard of it. I have like 2 friends that are obsessed with it. However, I didn't play. But after watching the anime, I kind of want to watch it because I love the anime. It was amazing.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you on it. It's crazy because I know the anime, it came out and I had seen people talking about it, like Stevie and Aly. I saw you guys posting about it and whatnot. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to check it out. And then I watched it and I was like, yo, this thing is really good. And like, I enjoyed it from the first episode all the way to the last episode. And, the character development on the show, like nothing felt rushed. Like everything felt good. And one of the things that I loved about this anime was that it didn't feel like your traditional anime. Like I know me and Aly, we had talked about this and, she compared it to Cowboy Bebop. And it's like, with this show, I don't know, man. Like I said, it doesn't feel like a traditional anime. It literally feels like it's a video game, and the story is a video game, and the characters came straight from the video game. And this anime, it holds no punches. Like if somebody dies, they die, and like that's it. and I actually love that. That it's just like everybody. What's the word I'm looking for? Nobody was protected. Like there was no plot armor, no nothing, So, Aly, I'll start with you first. Like, what was your take on the anime? Like, what did you like about it?
So the reason why I said it reminded me of Cowboy Bebop was because of the way that it was animated, the way that it was drawn. It's not necessarily the story or the setting or whatever. It was just the way that it was drawn. And if you pay close attention, they kind of mix 90s animation with modern animation. And that's what I absolutely loved about it. That's what captivated me from the beginning. That is why I said that in certain instances, I saw Cowboy Bebop in there because of the way that it was drawn. So that's like my number one favorite thing about the anime was the fact that they used like some 90s animation with modern animation. And it was absolutely gorgeous. The color schemes that they used, the themes that they were using, like the movements that they had with the characters. Oh, I was obsessed with that. The story wise, it was okay. Like, you know, it was a typical anime. You know, son loses mother, tries to find his own way, joins a gang of misfits. Like, it's a standard story, right? But it's just the animation that captivated me, and the colors and everything.
Like the aesthetics, you know, it's like you get those 80s vibes when you're watching it, because like for me, like, you know, I felt like I was getting Outlaw Star vibes. I felt like I was getting Blade Runner vibes. And like, I just love
even Tron.
Yeah, Tron is another one.
Tron.
Yeah, I mean, I just love like the futuristic, you know, aesthetic that this had. And you know, Stevie, like, what was your take on it? Like, what did you like about the anime? Because I know, hold on real quick, Stevie. I have to let everybody know, like, Stevie isn't a huge anime fan. So
no, exactly. I was going to lead off with that.
You're a Cyberpunk fan.
Exactly. Yes. No, my anime is very limited. The anime I do watch, oddly enough, is always related to video games, because we did Castlevania in the past, Banks, and you know, it's very minimum. Like, I just don't have enough time to consume it all. I have so many other likes that I consume, and just to do it all would be so much. So I have to pick and choose. So I try and watch at least one good anime series per year. That's pretty much my quota. And luckily, this came along at a perfect time, because I was playing the video game and I had no idea this was going to drop until I saw it on Netflix like a week before. And it was so funny because it was coinciding so well, where I was finishing the series as I was finishing the game, literally within the same day. And if anyone plays Cyberpunk, you know, it's like at least a 40 to 60 hour experience. So to line it up so perfectly was but there's so much to unpack. It's like a coming of age story, a love story, survival, trust, betrayal. And I wonder if it's because maybe, Ali, you didn't play the video game, you weren't invested in the story, but there was a lot of cameos from the video game. So that popped me a lot of times. Even the locations, like Afterlife, that's straight from the video game. It felt like I was walking into it, because it's first person that you play in Cyberpunk. So it literally felt like I was walking into Afterlife. It was like perfect. Everything was pinpoint. The sound effects were on par. Like even the phone call, that's ripped right from the video game. Like everything, even the little nuances of like the map, it would show like their GPS. That's the HUD from the video game. Like everything was such an homage to the video game, and it was perfectly done. And it wasn't like this was taking place a year before the video game, so it really doesn't coincide too much with the story. So you don't even need to know either or to play or watch either. So you could start off really anywhere. Like I said, there was only a few cameos. Like Adam Smasher was the biggest one, because he's in the actual video game. I don't want to ruin it and whatnot, but for those who haven't played, but he's in the video game as well. So other than that, there was a little few cameos here and there, but it was just fantastic from start to finish. To see David almost like level up, like in a video game where he started off so scrawny, then by the end he was so powerful. That's sort of like in Cyberpunk as well. The character you play, obviously it's an RPG-esque game, so you level up and you get all kinds of special enhancements and stuff. So fantastic. I have really nothing bad to say as an outsider to anime about the show.
Okay. Right. Is that why you brought us both? Like, I am on the anime aspect and he's on the video game aspect. And I did like the story, by the way. Like, I cried in episode 6. Spoiler, cover your ears if you haven't watched the show. When Maine died. That was beautifully done. That was beautifully done. I definitely cried there. Like, it was visually beautiful. Yeah. I also cried in the finale. The finale was very heartbreaking and beautiful. I actually love beautiful tragedies like that. It was very beautifully. It was very beautifully done.
You know, it's like I was saying. It's just like they pull no punches with, you know, who they take out. And, you know, it's crazy. And you know, when you just mentioned Maine, like Maine was my favorite character in the anime. Like, that was my favorite character, and I really want D to watch the anime, because D or Trav, they both haven't watched it. But it's like as soon as they watch it,
so good.
He's gonna be like, "Yeah, Banks, that's you. Like you're Maine." and it's just I love Maine. I love how, you know, I was getting like Jet Black vibes from Maine. You know, he brought David in. And he was just like,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Maine is my favorite character, and I have to go real quick and grab my battery because my laptop is about to die. But Aly, I'll start with you. Like, who is your favorite character on the show?
So my favorite character is, I did like Lucy, just because she had a lot of depth with her, like her story, her background, how she was raised, like she was pretty much farmed. She was used for her abilities, and that she escaped and everything. So I understand why she was so protective, and I just also really like the love story between her and David, and how they fell in love, and how it started off with just her trying to get some money from him, and then all of a sudden she realized that he had something special, and the connection that they shared because of that. So that's my favorite character, to be honest. I also really like Rebecca, just because she's kind of crazy, and I usually gravitate towards crazy, weird characters like that. So I also really like Rebecca.
You know, it's funny.
You, Steve?
The David and Lucy love story is sort of almost kind of parallel to Trinity and Neo from The Matrix. Now that I'm looking back at it, right? Like she brings him in, he has these special powers, he's sort of special, and then he, you know, dies at the end to try and save her. You know what I mean? So it sort of has, but me, no, I'm exactly like you. I'd always look for the weirdos, the nut jobs, the psychopaths. Rebecca was awesome. Rebecca that was my favorite character. If Doc had more appearances, I think I would have leaned more towards Doc, because again, he has that like creepy-esque, like you don't know too much about him. He could go either way, so he was a pretty cool character too. But no, Rebecca was hands down my favorite. And then that was so heartbreaking, because I thought she was going to be one of the ones that actually survived. Because now I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, when the first person that I can't remember who it was now, where
it was her brother,
Pillar, that's it. Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. Like when that happened, I was like, "Oh, okay." Like they took him out like that and snapped her fingers.
Yeah, I think the only one that survived was Lucy.
No, and Faraday, right?
No, Faraday. Yeah, they died.
Yeah, I think they did. He did. I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who killed him, but yeah, Faraday. Yeah, they were killed.
Yeah, he did die. Yes, you're right.
Hey, speaking of Faraday,
it was the old guy.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
Okay, no, I was just gonna say, man. You know, Faraday. He was voiced by.
It was Falco. Sorry, Banks. It was Falco who survived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one was Falco?
Falco was the older gentleman. Yeah, the driver that was always there.
See, he was drawn very 90s. He was drawn very 90s animation style. Like he wasn't drawn like the other ones, if you notice that.
Yeah, no, I think. Now, so what I was going to bring up, since we were just talking about Falco, Falco's voiced by Matthew Mercer, and Matthew Mercer, he voices one of my favorite, anime characters who I cosplay at cons, Jotaro Kujo, but he does so many like amazing characters in anime and whatnot. But when Stevie had mentioned Faraday, like Faraday was voiced by Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito, yes.
Giancarlo, I'm sorry,
right?
His name. Yeah, like
it's funny because I was listening to Faraday and I'm like, he sounds so familiar. He sounds like Giancarlo. And then sure enough, I looked it up and it was him.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like I feel like that's a big deal. And like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that this anime wasn't really heavily promoted. And it's just like
no, not at all.
To have somebody like that, as part of the cast, and you don't promote that, it's just that's Netflix for you, though. Unless it's Stranger Things or I don't know what else is popular up there, but unless it's Stranger Things, they're not promoting it. But
I know with the amount of times that I posted it, I at least got about 3 people to watch it. So
like I said, like because of you guys, like it's like Aly, you had posted it, and then Stevie had hit me up, and he was just like, "Yeah, like I'm almost done watching it." I was like, "Hey, y'all want to do this review?" And like that's why we're here right now. So, yeah, again, really good show. I enjoyed the story. I will say that the city that they live in, it's a really cutthroat city. Like I wasn't expecting.
Right?
It's messed up how David and his mom, they ended up getting caught in the crossfire. And then like the people came, they didn't even pull them out of the car. And then when they went to the hospital, like they were just like, "Yeah, your mom, she's all right, she's gonna make it." And then the next day, it's just like, "Yeah, y'all don't have the fun." So it's just like
that's so messed up.
It was messed up. It reminded me of that meme of like when you get a tattoo, right? And then it's just like when they swipe your card and it says insufficient funds, and it's just like they take the tattoo off of your skin, like. that's what it reminded me of. And I just love that he kept his mom by his side and he did everything that he wanted to do. Like the promises that he made to his mom, like he did it, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Stevie, final thoughts on the series, and what is your rating?
Well, again, there's so much to unpack, and it was fantastic from start to finish. And I like just the little small stuff, because obviously with the show, you could go crazy with the cyber implants, but I liked it where you get cyber psychosis if you go too far. So it limits people from everyone being like a Superman-esque type of person in this rotten, like you said, gloomy city, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a nice touch. And yeah, but before I give my rating quickly, any upgrades or any cyber implants would you guys want to have, if possible?
I would definitely want the San. What is it? The San Sebastian? What is it called? The San. I can't remember what is it called? The one that David has.
I can't remember what it's called too, but he had
the original one.
Yeah.
So the San Sebastian, I think that's what it was called, because it makes you like really fast. I would really like that one.
Dang, I don't know what I would want. I mean, like they had some really cool upgrades. I guess probably like a super strength, so that way like I can carry 10 bags of groceries in the house instead of just carrying 2. I guess, I don't know.
That's why Maine was your favorite.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What about you, Stevie?
Yeah, I'll go with that too. Super strength, because that would just be easy. And if you have super strength, you're never tired. You're always ready to go, and you could literally take on anything, right? So yeah, super strength is the way to go for sure. For sure. But I'll give this, I guess, out of 10, I'll give it a strong 8.
Okay. All right. That's good. I like that. I like that. Aly, what about you?
So originally I gave it a 10 out of 10, but again, the story to me was a little, like, I guess predictable, because I predicted like pretty much that David was gonna not make it. Like I predicted a lot of the things that were gonna happen. So I will give it I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. All right. For me, yeah, I'll give it an 8. Like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the animation. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the action in it. And I loved all of the characters. And again, like I said, they held no punches. And it's just crazy that everybody died except Lucy. Lucy was the only one that survived. And you know, she made it to the moon. You know, David made that promise to her. And she's like, you know, I'm gonna get you to the moon. And it's just like, I hope that they continue, you know, doing more stuff with Cyberpunk, because, you know, this is just the Edgerunners part of it. And because the city, like, there's so much going on. You can do other characters, other stories and whatnot. So I hope that they bring it back, and I hope that Netflix doesn't cancel it like they do a lot of their shows. And, you know, if anybody from Netflix is watching this review, hey, y'all make sure that y'all, you know, renew season 2 of Sandman. Because it's just like, I got to see a season 2. You know, we interviewed Mason Alexander Park. They're a friend of the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, and they're an awesome person. So with that being said, Aly, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Rurouni_Aly in all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Am I missing one? I don't think so, but in all platforms, you will find me Rurouni_Aly.
Awesome. And Stevie, let them know where they can find you, and let them know where they can listen to the podcast at.
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under Finga Stylz. You can follow the podcast on Twitter, the Podcast app. You could also email us your thoughts, suggestions, comments, anything you want to get off your chest at the podcast app at gmail.com. Episodes drop every Thursday morning. I talk to people from the MMA world, pro wrestling world, comedy world. Those are pretty much my top 3. Like I said, I haven't missed an episode, been doing it for 5 years. Banks is usually on it with the crew from Leveling Up every once in a while. So check out those old episodes. And yeah, just keep dialed in. Big and fun stuff's coming. My 300th episode's about to come out soon in a few weeks. Nice. So look out for that and all that fun stuff. So check out the podcast.
Awesome. Hey, and y'all know where y'all can find me, your hero Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank y'all again for, you know, watching this review. Thank y'all for joining me up here on the review. And, you know, I'm about to go ahead and open up this.
Yes,
this page.
please.
Like I said, you know,
Are you going to play it tonight?
I don't know. Like, how long does it take to install this thing?
Oh, I have no idea. I had the digital copy, so I just downloaded it overnight. So I have no clue, Banks.
Yeah, and what's crazy about this too is my tag team partner Diamond Victor Griff got this for me for Christmas, and he used to ask me, he was like, "Well, have you played the game yet?" And I just be like, "Yeah, I played the game, Griff," but it's like I didn't want to tell him that I didn't.
Well, it's a good thing he doesn't watch.
Yeah, I mean, well, hey, look, he doesn't watch the YouTube stuff anyway. So look, y'all, I finally opened it up, and I think this was like the collector's edition or something. I don't know, but it came with like this little card thingy, and
nice.
Oh snap! Oh wow, I got a 30-day free trial for HBO Max.
Look at this.
Yeah, man, dang, I could have opened this thing up a long time ago.
Watch, everything's expired.
Oh, that's I mean, does it have it doesn't have an expiration date, so no. Hey, and final thing before I close the thing out, nothing expires. And back when I was a young Benjamin Banks, Grand Theft Auto 4, when it came out, it used to come with for the Xbox 360, it came with like a 1 month Xbox Live Pass, right?
Sure.
So when I was working at GameStop, like when people would when they would trade them in 4, yeah, like we had like dozens of cases.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yo, I didn't pay for Xbox Live. I want to say it was like 4 years that I did not.
That's
for you.
Great. Yes, that is great.
And I felt so bad, like after like the 4 years were up, and I was like, dang, now I got to pay for it. But yeah, sorry about that. Hey, y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching the review.
Good night, guys.
Hey, we'll see y'all soon. Keep that pinky up. Stay positive.
Peace.
See you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace. Thank you for watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on our channel. Make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday, and the video of that episode is uploaded on Friday. And you can find new episodes of our podcast on all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow all the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, we have a Patreon. If you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, it's at Leveling Up Banks. And huge shout out to our patrons. We really appreciate you and thank you for the support. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.